Spring is here and I couldn't be happier about this wonderful season. Every year I think I was never that happy to see the sun again, feel the warmth on my skin, see the fresh green leaves, and of course the sheer beauty of all the little flowers that start blooming. It has been a while since my last video. I haven't been very active on here for quite some time due to a very difficult winter and a need to withdraw myself from social media. But I'm planning on making more videos in the upcoming months, so stay tuned for that if you like. This year is going to bring lots of changes in our life as a family, for the better, I hope. I'll be sharing more about that in future videos. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I've made some videos about my experience with anxiety here on this channel. Because I think it's important to share not only the good, beautiful and successful moments, but also the more difficult side of life. Because when life gets too much, it can be hard to feel positive. To anyone who ever experienced anxiety or depression, I am reaching out to you. I am sharing a light and hope that we can walk through this together, hoping my words will mean something to others. In this video, I wanted to share my recent experience with health anxiety. Something I have struggled with in the past and thought I was over it. But healing seems to always go one step deeper. When you think you've achieved one level, the next one is just around the corner. During the winter months, we had received several very concerning news from people very close and dear to our hearts. At the same time, we were all really sick, and as a mother of 2 small children, I of course didn't have enough time to really recover and regain my strength, which sometimes just is the reality, as you probably know if you're a parent yourself. Receiving heartbreaking news can always be overwhelming, but receiving difficult news in a moment when I was weakened myself brought up old fears in me with full force. I would have never thought that I would experience anxiety, depression and panic attacks in that way ever again in my life, having dealt with all of that in my past. But here I was, being a mom of 2 kids, catching every virus that was going around for over 4 months. I was completely exhausted, up to that point that health anxiety just hit me. My nervous system relapsed into a complete fight or flight mode, so that I was barely able to fully function anymore. Over the course of the last year, but especially during those winter months, one thought, or rather reality, has been very present for me, and that was that there really is no security in life. I truly realized that I've always tried to keep myself safe, to heal to a certain degree, where I'll be in that safe space. But the reality is that there is no such place. And this doesn't only regard our health, it is the reality of life itself. I once again realized that experiencing anxiety is always very much connected to a feeling of powerlessness, a feeling of loss of control, and the absence of trust. So these last months for me have been all about learning how to regain trust, even if life seems to be overwhelming. Trust in life, but mainly trust in myself, but also be forgiving towards myself. It's not easy and maybe even a lifelong challenge, because if you've been struggling with crippling anxiety and health issues for many years, and you experience a relapse like that, especially if you thought that you had already overcome it, and then it resurfaces in full force, it can be really frustrating, and feelings of guilt and shame are inevitable. But I practice, and I think in the end that is all we can do, to practice to trust again, to practice to be hopeful, to be patient with ourselves, to be kind, soft, loving and forgiving towards ourselves, because healing is not linear, but it is continuously. At least that's what I've learned so far. I am sending you so much love. Goodbye.